Okay. So, Hare Krishna, is everybody able to see my screen and hear my voice?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Hare Krishna. Today we are entering into section 4 of chapter 6, that is necessity of controlling the turbulent mind. So we are in basically 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga. Mainly it deals with Ashtanga Yoga. And we saw how, what is Ashtanga Yoga, what is practiced in Ashtanga Yoga, what are the 8 paths that are followed, like Yama, Niyama, all that, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dhyana, Samadhi, all those we saw what they are. And now, what is like in section 4, like 6.33 to 6.36, we'll see the necessity of controlling the turbulent mind. Okay, so always, to practice yoga, the prerequisite is we should have a controlled mind. Okay, and not a disturbed mind. So here they are telling what is the necessity of controlling the disturbed or turbulent mind. So although control of mind is undoubtedly a difficult process, nevertheless, so we all know, right, how difficult it is to control the mind. Especially we notice this when chanting. When we do our chanting of rounds, we notice, right, how the mind frequently it goes. Yeah, the except on chanting, the mind goes everywhere else. Okay, but nevertheless, what are they saying? Control of mind is essential and obtainable only by constant practice and detachment. So how can you control the mind? It just not does not happen in one day. What is Krishna saying to Arjuna? It happens by constant practice. So see, when the mind goes in some other direction, you bring it back. Again it goes, you bring it back. So practice. So you have to constantly practice and detachment. Obviously, the best method is Prabhupada recommends that chanting is the best way. I mean, like when you chant, you get detached, you get vairagya, you get detachment from sense objects. You all your material desires go away. Okay, so what is Krishna saying here? The best process to control the mind is by constant practice and detachment. Okay, so now let's see. So now here we can see that how in this picture there is detachment and practice also. So here you can see Arjuna, he has this, what do you say? He has been staying in ashrama, right? Because they go to this Gurukul, they stay in ashrama. So it shows their detachment. Though they were royal princes, so they were detached from all that and they just lived by serving their guru, working for their guru, and they were living also in huts. Okay, not like in palaces or something. So it shows their detachment, and you can see that the focus that Arjuna has in the first picture. You can see when Dronacharya asks everybody, besides Arjuna, Dronacharya asks everybody. Dronacharya asks everybody, just shoot the arrow at the eye of the bird. He asks everybody, like each and everyone that comes, when you are aiming, what are you seeing? So everybody says, I'm able to see the tree, the branches, the bird, the fruits, the flowers, the sky. So everybody says all these answers. But when the turn of Arjuna comes, Arjuna says, I'm able to see only the eye of the bird. So then Dronacharya says, yes, leave the arrow. So Arjuna leaves the arrow and it hits the eye of the bird. Okay. So here also again the second picture you can see Arjuna during his Swayamvara, he's supposed to hit the fish, seeing the reflection. The fish will be moving on the top, round it will be going, and Arjuna has to see that reflection and hit that hit in the eye of the fish. I think I was not sure, or the fish. I'm not exactly sure. So he had to hit just seeing the reflection, and the fish would be rotating in a circle. Okay. And in the last picture, we see that all the Pandavas they go for Vanvas, right? After they lose in the dice game, Duryodhana says that you are supposed to go for 12 years in the forest and 1 year Agnatavas. And in Agnatavas, if you are again caught, you have to go for another 12 years again. So like that. So there also they shows their detachment. Okay. And And this is also Arjuna fighting with Lord Shiva, and this is the time when he gets the Pashupati Astra. Okay, so this is that picture. And to show detachment, and here we can see Narnara and Rishi. Okay, so they are detached. Okay. Okay, they were able to control their senses by detachment and constant practice. Okay, so now let us go to 6.33. Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat stitim stiram. Arjuna said, "O Madhusudana, the system of yoga, which please give me a second. One second. Okay, Arjuna said, "O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and steady." So here, Arjuna is admitting frankly that this Ashtanga Yoga process, the meditation, sitting in a secluded place, controlling mind and senses, fixing concentration on the super soul within, is too difficult for him to practice. So Arjuna is telling this Ashtanga Yoga, I am not able to do, Krishna. How can we do this yoga process, meditating, sitting in a secluded place? We have to control our mind and senses by the eightfold, by the Ashtanga Yoga, doing different exercises, which are so difficult. And you have to fix concentration on the super soul within. So Arjuna is telling so difficult to practice. So the mind is by nature chanchala. Okay, Krishna is telling, actually Arjuna is telling, the mind is by nature chanchala, very restless. So even now we can see that even the greatest warriors and personalities like Arjuna find it difficult to control. So where are we? Okay, Arjuna was a person in Dwapara Yuga, not Kali Yuga also. So even he being a devotee is finding it difficult to control. So how about us? So for him, for us, it is practically impossible in Kali Yuga. Okay, so Arjuna calls the process durasadam. So which means it is impractical. I mean, impractical and unendurable. So he's saying it is not practical, Krishna. It is not the process that you're telling is not practical. It is not durable. Okay, you can't do it for a long time. So this shows that Ashtanga yoga system is not uh, feasible for ordinary people engaged in active life and responsibilities. It means for us, for people like us who have our daily duties, and it is Ashtanga yoga is not possible for us to do. So that is why
Mataji,
Hello. Mataji got disconnected.